Right now, millions of Americans are checking their bank accounts, counting every dollar, and asking the same question. Will my Social Security check arrive on time? And will it be enough? Gas is up, groceries are still expensive, rent hasn't come down. And for many families, Social Security isn't just extra money. It's the money that keeps the lights on, the fridge full, and prescriptions paid. Let's be real for a second. This isn't about headlines. This is about your rent, your medicine, your grandkids, and your peace of mind. And here's the problem. January 2026 payments are not following the same rhythm many people are used to. Some checks will arrive earlier, some later. And for some households, even a few days of delay can cause overdraft fees, late bills, and serious stress. So today, we're breaking down what's changing, who gets paid when, and what you must do so your money doesn't get disrupted. Because missing the schedule could mean missing your money, even if just for a short time. And in today's economy, short time still hurts. Why January 2026 is different. Here's where things get serious. January is always a sensitive month for Social Security payments, but January 2026 comes with extra complications. Why? Because payment schedules depend on birth dates, benefit type, banking holidays, and how weekends fall on the calendar. And in early 2026, several of these factors collide. That means some beneficiaries may see deposits earlier than expected, others may experience delays of several days, and confusion can cause people to panic, call SSA, or assume something went wrong. But the truth is, nothing is wrong. The schedule is just shifting. Still, here's the danger. When people expect money on one date and it arrives later, bills don't wait. Landlords don't wait. Utility companies don't wait. And overdraft fees can quietly eat into the same benefit that was supposed to help you survive the month. So the main problem is not that Social Security is stopping. The main problem is that timing changes can create real financial emergencies for families living check to check. And that brings us to the real impact. How a few days can cause big damage. Let's talk about what actually happens when payments shift. A delay of even 48 hours can mean late rent notices, missed prescription refills, overdraft penalties, credit card interest spikes, and those small penalties stack up fast. Many people plan their entire month around their Social Security deposit date. Groceries, utilities, transportation, doctor visits. So when that timing changes, everything else collapses like dominoes. And here's the hardest part. Most families don't have emergency savings to cover even one surprise week. So suddenly, you're choosing between food and medicine, gas and utilities, paying one bill while another gets pushed back. That stress doesn't just hurt your budget, it hurts your health, your sleep, and your peace of mind. And that's why knowing the January 2026 schedule right now is critical. Not later, not after you miss a payment, but before the month even starts. Because preparation can protect your wallet, but only if you act in time. Here's where it gets interesting. Now, this is where things take a turn, so stay with me. While some payments may feel delayed, others will actually arrive earlier than usual. Yes, earlier. That means some people will get money in late December, others in early January, and a third group later in the month. So if you're not watching closely, it can feel like, wait, did I already get paid? Or why didn't my check arrive yet? And confusion is dangerous when your entire budget depends on accuracy. Here's the twist. If your payment arrives early, that doesn't mean you're getting extra money. It just means your January funds arrived in December. So if you spend it fast, January can suddenly feel very long and very expensive. This is exactly how financial traps happen, not from lack of income, but from timing mistakes. So the big wait for it moment is this. Some people will struggle because money comes late, others will struggle because money comes early and runs out. Different problem, same stress. And that's why the exact schedule matters so much. Who gets paid when basic structure? Let's simplify this because clarity reduces panic. Social Security payments generally follow three main categories: SSI recipients, Social Security retirement and disability, combined SSI and Social Security recipients. Each group has different timing rules. For many retirement and SSDI recipients, payments are based on your birthday week and which Wednesday of the month applies to you. Meanwhile, SSI usually pays at the very beginning of the month, unless weekends or holidays interfere. And in January 2026, calendar placement matters a lot. That means some payments may shift forward or backward slightly. So if you assume, I always get paid on the same day, that assumption could cost you, because January is not following the usual rhythm. And remember, SSA doesn't send reminders. They don't text you. They don't email you before deposits. You only know what's happening if you stay informed, which is why videos like this matter, because missing a schedule change can create a crisis that was completely avoidable. SSI recipients. What you must watch. Let's talk directly to SSI households because timing matters even more here. SSI is typically paid at the start of each month, but when the first falls on a weekend or holiday, payments shift earlier. So what does that mean for January 2026? It means some SSI recipients could see deposits in late December instead of early January. Now, listen carefully. That is still your January money, just delivered early. And that creates a huge budgeting risk, because when December bills and holiday expenses mix with January funds, people often overspend without realizing it. Then January arrives, and suddenly there's no deposit coming. That's when panic sets in. So the key survival rules for SSI recipients are: treat early payments as next month's money. Spread spending across the full month. Avoid assuming you'll get another deposit soon, because that early payment has to last longer than usual. And if you're not prepared for that, financial pressure hits hard and fast. Retirement benefits. Wednesday matters. Now for retirement and SSDI recipients, payments usually fall on specific Wednesdays. Your deposit depends on the day of the month you were born. That breaks down like this: early birthdays, early Wednesdays; mid-month birthdays, mid-Wednesdays; late birthdays, later Wednesdays. But January 2026 shifts how those Wednesdays line up with holidays and banking processing times. So, what does that mean for you? It means some checks may post slightly earlier or slightly later than your normal expectation, and that matters when rent is due on the 1st, auto payments are scheduled, credit cards withdraw automatically. One-day delays can still trigger penalties, so this is the moment to double-check your expected deposit window, adjust auto pay dates if needed, and avoid scheduling major expenses until funds are confirmed. It's not about fear, it's about smart planning, because planning turns stress into control. Bank processing, the hidden factor. Here's something most people don't talk about enough. Even when Social Security releases payments, your bank decides when the money actually becomes available. Some banks release deposits early. Some hold them until the official date. Some delay processing on weekends or holidays, so two people with the same benefit at the same time can receive funds on completely different days. And that creates confusion. People start asking, did I miss my payment? Did something go wrong? Do I need to call SSA? But often, the delay is simply bank processing time, which is why it's critical to know your bank's deposit policy, avoid spending before money clears, keep a small buffer when possible, because sometimes the problem isn't SSA, it's timing between government systems and private banks. And unfortunately, late fees don't care whose fault it is. They still hit your account. Why people panic every January. January creates anxiety for a reason. It's when heating bills peak, credit card balances rise after holidays, insurance premiums reset, medical deductibles restart, so families already feel stretched. Now add uncertainty about Social Security timing, and stress multiplies. That's why SSA offices and phone lines get flooded every January, not because payments stop, but because people don't know what's happening, and fear fills the information gap. Uncertainty is scarier than bad news. When people know what to expect, they can plan. When they don't, every empty bank balance feels like disaster, and that's why staying informed is more than helpful. It's protective, because financial stability isn't just about income, it's about predictability, and January 2026 requires more attention than usual. What you should do right now. Let's shift from problems to protection. Here's what you can do today to protect your January 2026 benefits. First, mark your expected payment window on your calendar. Second, avoid scheduling auto payments exactly on deposit dates. Third, keep even a small buffer if possible. Fourth, watch your bank account closely during late December and early January. And most important, Don't assume no news means no money. Sometimes the money is already on the way, just not visible yet. Also, never rely on rumors or social media comments. Always verify through reliable updates, because bad advice spreads fast, and bad advice costs real money. Planning may not increase your benefit, but it protects what you already have. And right now, protection matters. Common mistakes that cost people money. Let's call out some of the biggest mistakes people make every January. Mistake number 1, assuming deposits always arrive on the same date. Mistake number 2, spending early payments too quickly. Mistake number 3, scheduling bills without checking deposit timing. Mistake number 4, waiting until money is missing before asking questions. Mistake number 5, trusting viral rumors instead of official updates. These mistakes don't come from laziness, they come from stress, exhaustion, and financial pressure. When you're already overwhelmed, it's easy to miss small details, but those small details can cost fees, missed payments, even temporary loss of services, and nobody deserves extra punishment just for being on a fixed income. That's why knowledge is power, especially when money is tight. What really matters? Let's pause and recap the most important points so far. Here's what you must remember. January 2026. Payment timing is not standard. Some payments arrive early, some later. Early payments are not extra money. Bank processing can affect deposit visibility. Budget timing matters just as much as budget amount. So the real issue isn't whether you get paid, it's whether you're ready for when it arrives, because preparation changes everything. It changes panic into planning. It changes confusion into confidence. And when you're dealing with fixed income, confidence matters. Let me leave you with this. Your Social Security check is more than a deposit. It's your stability, your dignity, and your independence. And no one should ever feel caught off guard when their survival depends on timing. January 2026 is coming fast, and now you know that the schedule matters more than usual. So here's what I ask you to do right now. Subscribe so you never miss important payment updates. Share this video with anyone who depends on Social Security. Stay informed, stay prepared, and protect your wallet, because when you know what's coming, you don't panic, you plan. And planning is how families survive tough times. This isn't just news. This is your money, your month, and your future. And we'll be here with every update you need.